Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. On her young and restless anniversary, Eileen Davidson looks back, and ahead the tension was so thick, you could have cut it with a knife. When Eileen Davidson auditioned for The Young and the Restless back in 1982, the soap was building a new family around the father-son duo of John and Jack Abbott, and the casting of John's elder daughter, Ashley, had to be perfect. Among those vying for the role, Davidson told The Locker Room in 2021, were Catherine Hicklin, later Lindsay, on One Life to Live, and Leanne Hunley, later Anna, on Days of Our Lives. How did the future Emmy winner keep her eye on the prize? By losing a contact lens. When that happens, Davidson noted, it messes with one's depth perception, and you can't see crap. So when, during her tryout with the late Terry Lester, who first played Jack, he put his feet on a coffee table to block her path, she wound up kicking his legs out of the way. That's probably part of the reason I got the job, but it's certainly not the reason that since June 11th of that year Davidson has kept it and kept being able to return to it for all these years. The show recast twice upon her departure, with Brenda Epperson and Shari Shettok, then brought Davidson back at the first opportunity. The actress brings more than strength and elegance to the part. She brings a vulnerability that speaks volumes about the fragile heart that Ashley tries so hard to protect, and a fire that serves as a constant reminder that she is a force to be reckoned with. Over the years, Davidson has slayed in one meaty storyline after another, from Ashley's abortion of her and Victor Newman's child to a May-December affair with bold and beautiful playboy Rick Forrester, and yet, we've only begun to scratch the surface of what could lie in store for the embattled chemist. What would be her portrayer's preference for her next act? From Stephen Lesider's death to her disastrous remarriage to Tucker McCall, she's always the one getting her heart broken. She noted 2 soap opera digests in 2022, so it's time that she goes out and breaks some hearts. When Eileen Davidson first stepped onto the set of The Young and the Restless in 1982 as Ashley Abbott, few could have predicted that both the actress and the character would go on to define not just decades of storytelling, but the very heartbeat of the show. Now, as she marks her incredible Ashley-versary, Davidson is taking a rare moment to pause, reflect, and reveal what the journey has meant to her, and where she hopes it all goes next. This 3,000-word creativity explores Davidson's legacy in full. The emotional highs, the backstage turmoil, the reinventions of Ashley Abbott, and why the bond between actress and character feels as vital now as it did more than 40 years ago. Chapter 1. The moment that changed EVRY. Time. Jalen Davidson was only in her early 20s when she booked the role of Ashley, daughter of the formidable John Abbott and sister to Jack and Tracy, a California girl with model good looks and classic training. Davidson was handpicked to play the blonde with brains, and to bring elegance with emotional complexity to a soap landscape full of vixens and victims. Ashley wasn't a stereotype, Davidson recalls. She was layered, scientific, romantic, ambitious, vulnerable. They gave me such rich material, even in the early years. Her first scenes were opposite Jerry Douglas, John, and Terry Lester, Jack. And from the beginning, there was chemistry. The Abbott family would become a tentpole of Y&R, with Ashley often the glue, and occasionally, the powder keg. Chapter 2. The First Heartbreaks. And the First Recast. In the late 80s, Ashley was thrust into some of Y&R's most groundbreaking storylines. She fell deeply in love with Victor Newman, resulting in a complicated, often toxic love affair that set fans ablaze. But it was Ashley's abortion storyline, followed by a breakdown, that gave Eileen Davidson her first shot at dramatic gold. I remember feeling like, wow, they trust me with this, Davidson says. That was huge. But as soaps often go, change came quickly. In 1988, Davidson departed Y&R, and the role of Ashley was temporarily recast with Brenda Epperson. I needed a break, Eileen confesses now. I needed to explore other things emotionally and professionally. Still, the character remained part of her soul, and it wouldn't be long before Destiny and Daytime came calling again. Chapter 3. A Soap Multiverse. Cooey and Davidson's post-Y, and our career reads like a masterclass in soap flexibility. She took on multiple roles on Days of Our Lives, famously playing Kristen Demira and 5 other alter egos. She did a stint on The Bold and the Beautiful. She returned to Y&R, not once, but multiple times, and in between, she starred in primetime dramas, penned mystery novels, and became a fan favorite on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I like variety, she laughs. I get bored easily, and I think that's why soaps have been a great fit. They never let you stay still for too long. Still, through every twist and exit and return, there was always one character she couldn't leave behind for good. Ashley. Chapter 4. Ashley's Evolution. Scientist, mother, power PLIE. Over 4 decades, Ashley Abbott has grown from wide-eyed daughter to dominant force. She's battled mental health issues, including memory loss and breakdowns, family betrayal, particularly in clashes with Jack over Jabot and legacy, motherhood mysteries, including the controversial reveal that Abby Newman was created via stolen sperm. And love losses that still linger from Victor to Brad Carlton to Tucker McCall. What's kept her grounded? Ashley's drive is to prove her worth always, Davidson says. Even when she's winning, she's questioning whether she's enough. It's that core of vulnerability beneath all the competence that makes Ashley so enduring. Whether she's in a lab coat or a boardroom, she's always human. Chapter 5. A look back at iconic moments. Davidson rattles off a few personal favorite moments with a mix of nostalgia and pride. Ashley begging John not to disown her over her affair with Victor, her psychotic break, wandering the streets with a doll she believed to be her baby, the raw confrontation with Abby, years later, about her conception and the pain it caused, her recent battles with Diane Jenkins, bringing back the classic Abbott-Newman tensions. Anytime I get to play rage and heartbreak in the same scene, that's heaven. But she also cherishes the quiet scenes, particularly those with Peter Bergman's Jack and Beth Maitland's Tracy, those Abbott siblings scenes. That's soul work. That's home. Chapter 6. The current state of Ashley, broken or reborn. In 2024, Ashley's storyline took another dramatic turn. A fast-moving romance with Tucker McCall, an impulsive marriage, and a descent into apparent psychological unraveling. But fans remain divided. Is Ashley losing her grip? Or is she faking it to gain leverage? That's the fun of it, Davidson teases. The audience doesn't know what's real, and honestly, neither does Ashley sometimes. Her work opposite Trevor St. John Tucker has drawn raves, with many praising the layered dynamic between Ashley's icy intellect and Tucker's seductive chaos. There's a deep, mutual destructiveness there, Davidson admits. They bring out the worst and best in each other. As for what comes next, I think she's about to shock people. I know I was shocked when I read the next script. Chapter 7. The fans, the family. The forever legs Davidson, what sustained her all these years, and she doesn't hesitate. The fans? No question. Their loyalty, their passion, their memories. It's humbling. She also credits the Abbott family dynamic as the heartbeat of her work. Peter Bergman's Jack, my brother on and off screen. Beth Maitland's Tracy, the soul of our show. The late Jerry Douglas, a father figure for me in real life. It's a rare thing to stay connected to the same fictional family for 40 years, but I truly love these people. We've lived so much on screen and off. Chapter 8. Ahead. And not done. Y&R. What does Eileen Davidson want next for Ashley? I'd love a legacy story, one that reshapes what people thought they knew about Ashley, maybe something buried in her past, maybe a shocking betrayal. She's also interested in seeing Ashley as a mentor, helping guide the next generation, possibly even in a storyline involving mental health advocacy. Inspired by her own family history, and personally, I'm still game for anything. Let Ashley fall in love again. Let her burn a building down. Let her run Jabot into the ground, or save it. I'm all in. Chapter 9. The real Eileen away from the set. Davidson lives a beautifully normal life with husband Vincent Van Patten and their son Jesse. She meditates. She writes. She hikes the hills of California. And yes, she watches her own episodes. Sometimes I cringe. Sometimes I go, damn, I nailed that. But mostly, I feel proud. Because it matters. She's also fiercely aware of how rare her career is. Not many actors get to say they played the same role, with meaning, for 40 years. That's a gift. And I try to honor it every time I walk on set. Chapter 10. Closing thoughts to Ashley. With Lovie in one of her final interviews for this feature, Davidson pauses, looks down, then up again, eyes slightly misty. Ashley's been with me through everything. She was there when I was young and hungry, when I was heartbroken, when I was married, divorced, married again. A mom, tired, hopeful, cynical, spiritual, all of it. She gave me a way to express things I couldn't in my own life. And for that, I'll always be grateful. So on her Ashleyversary, we don't just celebrate part of the cultural fabric of daytime TV. To Eileen, to Ashley, to 40 years of fierce femininity, fractured vulnerability, and unforgettable storytelling. Next week on Y&R, Ashley disappears again. But this time, it might be by design. Jack uncovers a journal from Ashley's youth, and what's inside could destroy their bond. Tucker reaches a breaking point, but does it end in blood or a second chance? And Tracy makes a desperate move to reunite her shattered family, even if it means confronting a ghost from their past.